Hello and welcome to Garage Rock, episode 10. My name is Steve Aarons and a very pumped up Cameron Banfield sitting opposite me. How's it going, mate?
Once again, Steve, I'm really excited because it's 10.
It is.
Finally double figures.
Finally. I mean, we've only been doing this for 2 months, so I don't know about finally.
No, but I'm really proud of ourselves to get this far. And,
Absolutely.
And it just keeps getting funner and funner.
Yeah.
It's the funnest.
And look, and it's only going to get funnerer.
Yeah.
We speak English good. Hey, we have got a big show. We were off last week because you were on a family holiday.
Yes.
We'll get to that, but Cam, we have got so much to talk about. I reckon this is going to be our biggest episode yet.
Some would say it's going to be the biggest episode yet.
Look, I'm just going to rattle off what we're going to be talking about.
Talk to me, Steve. What are we doing today? Pretend I'm just rocked up.
What you literally have. I mean, you're not even wearing pants. I'm going to be chatting about DZ Death Ray's recent tour, their 10th anniversary tour. Check that out.
Yeah.
Download Festival has released their lineup for the Australian Festival. We've got to talk about that. Good Things Festival, we've got an update on that.
Yep.
AFL and NRL Grand Final Entertainment, we've got to talk about that. British India, they've announced a farewell tour for their guitarist. We've got to talk about that. We're going to be interviewing them next week as well.
Yes.
And of course, our segments, What's in the Box, and our new music. Cam, this is... I'll tell you what, we've got so much to talk about.
Are we going to be able to get through this? We're going to need a couple of teas and coffees and beers and...
I've got my tea right in front of me. Your wife's provided me a nice
Isn't she a doll?
She is. I mean, why she's at my house and not yours is beyond me, but hey.
Bless her socks that are made of somewhat cotton.
But
Steve,
Cam, yeah.
I'm pretty excited to say that we've got a few listeners on iHeartRadio these days.
We do. Actually, iHeartRadio, it's where we're getting most of our listeners, it seems.
Yeah, because you can listen to us on iTunes, Spreaker, Spotify and iHeartRadio. Mm-hmm. But now iHeartRadio has taken the lead.
Yeah, so all you Spreakers out there, lift your game, come on.
Come on everyone, we're Spreaking!
And of course, if you've got new music or you just want to say hello, hit us up, contact@redskymusic.com.au. But yeah, we're back after a week off. What did you get up to, Cam? I can see your nose is red from the Queensland sun.
Yeah.
How was your trip?
Red raw. The holiday was great, Steve. Mm-hmm. I had a really great time. I had a red eye, actually. Got a bit of pink eye when I was up there.
How did that happen?
Must have been a bit of the poo water from the spa splashed up in my eye. I don't know.
Wow.
But, you know... It happens.
Communal spas, these things do happen.
Woke up, my eye was stuck together. It was only one eye. Is that weird? Normally it's both eyes, isn't it?
I don't know how your conjunctivitis normally works.
Yeah.
But hey, I remember when we did an episode of the Garage Rock TV show, we all had to wear sunglasses one week to hide the fact that you had pink eye.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Exactly.
That's what happens when you have kids, guys.
Yeah.
They give you every disease under the sun. I remember when my kids finally went to daycare. I'd never been so sick in all my life.
My dad was an only child. In fact, still is. And he never had chicken pox as a kid because, no siblings and whatever. But when my younger sister, when she got chicken pox, my dad got it in his 30s.
Oh, that's bad.
That's really bad. He was crook for ages.
That's like camping. It's intense. But... No, it was a good holiday, good to get away and hang out, but I'm actually refreshed and pumped back to get back into it, man.
Get back into it. Well, yeah, we've got a massive show, and actually, one thing forgot to mention.
Yeah.
TV superstar that you are, you're now in a TV commercial.
Oh, Steve, stop it.
You and your beard. Oh, no, sorry, it's not even your beard. It's the back of your head. You're giving a woman a hug in a smoking commercial.
Maybe a bit of side beard. I don't know.
But you're a TV star now.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't go that far. I did have a little stint in the extra realm.
Yeah,
I was an extra in a few things, and that was like 18 months ago, and it's finally come out.
Yeah.
The quit smoking ad.
And what's the whole premise of the ad? If you smoke, you smell, and people won't want to hug you.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I
mean, of all the things that's bad for you about smoking, it's good that they're really honing in on the fact that you might smell and people won't hug you.
It was really funny, Steve. I'm in the elevator scene, so there's I'm one of the extras in the elevator, and the main guy in there, is, he's the main actor. He gets the whole, 1 second. Just standing there looking like, I think I smell like smoke or something.
He's got a look on his face. He looks like the typical, I just farted in an elevator kind of look. He's got this guilty look on his face.
He's got a face like a split cabbage as well. But he's
I have never heard that term before. Face like a split cabbage.
So yeah, his big, massive Hollywood part, standing in an elevator for a quid ad.
Yeah.
I remember him talking behind me. He's going, "Oh, man, I really loved movies when I was a kid, and I really appreciate it and all that. I just feel like I've got to be an actor now to really give back. I'm just doing this to give back.
Give back to the community.
You're in an elevator for 1 second on an ad." My ear had better time than that. But
yeah.
Anyway.
Because you got to hug a girl as well.
Yeah, I got to hug a girl that felt like she smelt like she smelled of smoke. Mm-hmm. And that's my claim to fame.
Well done.
And I'll never do it again.
Really? That's it? You overacting?
Well, the only reason why I did it, Steve, is because I was missing doing Garage Rock, and now we're doing the podcast. This is fulfilling my creative juices.
This is the peg that's filled your hole. And you don't even need to act anymore.
Even though it's a square peg in a round hole, that's fine.
Now, DZ Death Rays.
Yeah, talk to me,
talk
Steve.
about that.
Now, first of all, I'm spewing.
Yes.
I couldn't end up making it.
You had a ticket.
I got a ticket, and then someone booked a holiday when I had the ticket, so I couldn't go. But Steve, tell me about it. How was it?
It was amazing because I'm backing it up on the previous weekend, and we talked about it on the last podcast. Queens of the Stone Age.
You're not 18 anymore, Steve.
I know. Oh, my body knows. I saw my chiropractor yesterday.
How is he?
He swore at me. I have a cracked rib.
Wow.
I've also. What did he say? It's I've sprained my facet joint or something like that.
You've got a swollen facet.
I've got I've been going too hard. But the thing is, because I was front row centre, and the crush was really intense. But it was a great show. I unfortunately I missed Press Club, who were the first opening act, but Ali Barter put on a great show.
Yeah, and how was Pup? I'm interested.
Pup put on a great show. The crowd. Because I thought, sometimes support acts, people get a bit rowdy, but as soon as they came out, the crowd just went nuts.
Yeah.
It was really full on. And, they put on a great show. And you could tell that they were really vibing off the crowd as well, which, if they're enjoying yourselves, you enjoy them as well.
Yeah,
so
of course.
That was great. And the set, the backdrop for the show, it was done up like the inside of like a house.
Oh, really?
Like they were playing a house party. There was an inflatable couch on stage as well.
Well, that's how they started playing. I remember when I interviewed them, they started by playing house parties.
Exactly.
That's how they started the band.
Exactly. And they've got like, the backdrop was like, there's some stairs and there's like a closet with like a skeleton coming out of it. And, and like just really dodgy wallpaper. And and it had a really good vibe to it. And it felt like a party. Yeah. I mean, everyone had a great time. Everyone was singing back to them.
They're such a great live band, aren't they, Steve?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And, they played for over an hour. And
such a great venue, the Forum in Melbourne, too.
I love the Forum.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. And, Yacht Club DJs also played as well, and they kept the crowd going. But, awesome set, awesome live band. I think that their tour is wrapping up now. So, being a 10th anniversary tour, they were playing all the hits, except for No Sleep, which kind of... got my goat up that they didn't play that.
Oh, really?
It's a greatest hits tour. I mean, come on, guys.
Did you after this rough and tumble of a couple of bad mosh pits? Well, not bad mosh pits, but
they were good mosh pits.
Full on mosh pits. Are you going to pull back a little bit now, Steve, or what's going on? You can't keep this going. You're in your 30s.
Well, I mean, Download Festival's coming up.
Rock on, let's do it.
But no, it's it takes me longer to recover now because. Yeah, I'm old. I'm overweight. I'm really don't look after myself. I mean, saying old. I mean, I'm 33 next week. But I mean,
I went to a 40th the other week, and our mate Harry from Garage Rock.
Yeah.
The show that we did, his band played.
Yeah.
And it took me a week to recover just from watching his band.
Yeah. And you didn't even dance. You were sitting down most of the time. You were just watching him, and that tires you out.
I'm glad you had fun at DZ, and
absolutely,
I'll never get that chance back again in my life.
I'm sure they will play. It's only 10 years down. There'll be plenty more shows to come.
I'll be at the 20th, 15th. I'll meet you halfway. Now, Steve.
Yes.
Download Festival
Big
Australia.
News. The lineup has finally been announced.
Yeah, we knew it was happening.
Mm-hmm.
We've spoken about it for a while.
Yep. Our
We had a few
predictions-
guesses, a few predictions,
Oh.
and how far off were we?
Absolutely. And I think it's because, I mean, we were also really way off with our unified prediction. I think we should just stop making
I
predictions.
think, yeah, we'll just, no predictions, we'll just wait till it comes out. Maybe we'll just say what we hope for.
Yeah.
That's normally what the predictions
Yeah,
are.
exactly,
anyway.
exactly.
Hey, it's wishful thinking, it's positive thinking, but Steve, can I give you the lineup?
By all means, go for it, Cam.
All right, here you heard it here first. Probably
not, but go on.
Ozzy Osbourne,
Wow.
Slayer.
The iconic
Yeah,
Ozzy Osbourne.
Ozzy Osbourne. Like, even if you're not a huge fan, like, you'd love to go see him. Like, it's Ozzy Osbourne.
And
for
it's the only
Christ's sake.
shows he's doing are these 2 download shows as well.
Yeah, so this is a great opportunity to go see Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah.
Slayer.
Slayer.
Now, this is a part of their world tour, Steve.
Their farewell tour.
This is it.
The last time you get to see him in Australia.
Now, we saw him at Soundwave a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And that was cool because you and I have never really been a huge fan, but we can really appreciate Slayer. And
Yeah. The crowd went nuts. Like, their fans were intense.
I'm going to be honest, I only know one of their songs, which is
Enter Sandman. No, wait. No. Go on.
Seasons of the Abyss, which goes back to my staying up till 3 a.m. in the
Watching
morning,
Rage.
watching Rage,
Yeah, that's-
taping. I love that film clip. I love the drumming in it. I learnt a lot from that drumming. So, and they played it at Soundwave, so hopefully they played it download as well.
I'm sure they will.
But anyway, that's only the second band. Judas Priest, Steve.
Judas Priest fired. It's one of them flaming bags again. Yeah. Sorry. Just a Billy Madison reference for all of you out there. Yeah, Judas Priest.
Alice in Chains, who we saw at Soundwave a few years ago as well.
And they were one of my surprise packets for the day.
Okay.
I saw
You
them.
enjoyed
I thought, oh yeah, Alice in Chains. And I really enjoyed it more than I anticipated. So
Yeah.
download, good chance it'll happen again.
Well, I'm not too sure if it was Soundwave. Actually, it might have been the big day out, the last ever big day out that we went to. I went and saw the next band, which is Ghost.
Yeah.
Which I was intrigued by the makeup and the costumes
The
and everything.
on-stage presence, yeah.
And I was really surprised. I really liked them.
Yeah.
I really got into them. They're real, rock.
Yeah.
They were nothing like I expected. So if you haven't seen Ghost, definitely go check them out. And this next band, Steve, I'm a massive fan of.
Yes.
I seen them a long time ago at Taste of Chaos for the first time.
Yep.
That's the first time I saw them. Rise Against,
Yeah.
absolutely just rocking. They're going to be one of the highlights of the day, I reckon.
I saw them support Foo Fighters on their Sonic Highways tour.
Okay.
And they like I said, with Pup, the crowd going nuts, it was the same. I was kind of thinking, oh, yeah, everyone's going to stand here and watch Rise Against. No, everyone went nuts.
Yeah.
So they really get the crowd going.
Which reminds me that the other F word that I mentioned for Father's Day, that documentary,
About punk
Dads.
Punk Dads.
Yeah, the singer for Rise Against is in that too and talks about being a father in the music industry. Next band, Steve, the Amity Affliction.
Yes.
Only Australian show as well.
Yeah.
So if you don't see them there,
You will never, ever see them again.
ever. And if you
I'm sure they'll come back.
if you don't go, I'm going to send you a letter with a little bit of white powder in it with Anthrax in it,
Wow.
which is our next band. Anthrax are playing.
Well,
Do you like that segue?
Took that down an entirely different road than I was thinking. But yeah, no, Anthrax, they're playing as well.
Definitely caused a hailstorm, which is the next band.
A Segway City over here. You just...
Steve,
No,
if you keep laughing at me like that, I'm gonna get a big head. It's gonna be like a behemoth,
oh, come on.
which is the next band, Behemoth.
That doesn't even make sense.
That's a huge bitch. Steve, this next band, I am
Yeah, yep,
so excited.
yep,
Me First and the Gimme Gimmes.
yes.
Apparently they're gonna play a cover song.
Just the one?
Actually, all their songs
this-
are covers.
Yeah, if you don't know Me First and the Gimme Gimmes, look them up.
They're
and
a super group, basically, like Fat Mike from No Effects.
Chris Cheney from The Living End, and filled in on their last tour.
Oh, that's right. Yes,
But Chris Shiflett from Foo Fighters,
yes,
he's a member as well. I'm not sure. I haven't looked into it whether he'll be there for this as well. But
yeah, they do chop and change their lineup
Yeah.
a fair bit, so it's hard to keep up. But the
it's
singer
one of the
pretty
easy
much,
thing about playing covers. It really doesn't matter.
exactly. But the singer Steve, he's awesome. He's
Yeah.
got the best voice,
Yep.
and such a wide variety. Like he's just perfect for that kind of band. Anyway, what else we got? Australian acts, Steve.
Including
Frenzal.
Frenzal Rom.
Yeah, one of my all-time favourites. I grew up loving those bad boys, but we've got to keep rattling these off. Luca Brasi, who I went and saw the other
At
night.
the Croxton.
High Tension.
Yep.
Outright.
Yep.
And Ruins.
Yes.
And check the full lineup online as well.
I think I found a bit of a paradox here, Cam.
Yeah.
I've been looking at the poster,
Yeah.
and there's 23 bands there, and on the website it says that there's going to be 5 stages with 36 bands. Now,
Yeah.
I'm not strong at math, but I'm pretty sure that 23 ain't 36. So I reckon we've still got 13 more to be named.
I'm hearing what you're saying.
Picking up what I'm putting down.
Yep. System of a Down's going to play.
Well, I think our wires got crossed there, but we are not done with this
So
lineup.
you're saying there's a chance.
There's at least 13 more bands going to be joining, Cam.
I'm excited to hear that lineup.
Now, the thing about this
Yeah.
year's inaugural Download Festival had a distinct 90s
It definitely
flavour to
did. It was pretty much Family Values 98 tour.
You got Korn, Limp Bizkit, Prophets of Rage, which is essentially Rage Against the Machine, Mastodon, Good Charlotte, etc. This year has more of an 80s thrash metal feel to it, with the likes of Slayer, Judas Priest, Anthrax. You've also got Ozzy Osbourne,
Yeah.
of course, Black Sabbath. So, I mean, honestly, this isn't my...
It's not our
It's not our
thing, really, but we're still excited about it.
Oh, of course, and it's still going to be a great day and a great festival.
It'd be freaking awesome.
If you're into this metal genre,
Yeah.
I mean, you've got some of the biggest bands
Exactly.
are going to be there. So this lineup is awesome. I don't know if it really... I think that there are people who would have gone to this year's who may have been expecting something more along that line.
Yeah.
And it's gone in a different way, but still very much a Download Festival
It is.
lineup.
It's still huge.
But
I mean, Steve, Ozzy Osbourne,
yeah, legend.
and there's a lot of Slayer fans out there,
Oh, so many.
and so many people wearing Slayer t-shirts have no idea who they are.
Exactly.
It's a fashion statement, man.
Yeah, totally. And there are going to be so many people. I reckon this will probably sell out or get close to selling out.
It will, and there's not much time because, Steve, I'm going to rattle off some dates for y'all.
Yep, go for it, man.
Sydney on Saturday, March 9th at Parramatta.
Parramatta Park.
Melbourne on Labor Day, Monday, March 11 at Flemington Racecourse. Tickets are $189 and go on sale 9am Wednesday, September 26th through www.downloadfestival.com.au. Get in fast.
Be there.
Be there.
Be there. Yeah, it will. Yeah, I mean, those bands, and considering like it's going to be the last time Slayer come out here, Ozzy Osbourne's, he could. I mean, let's face it, he could go at any minute.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is going to be hopefully not.
Do you know his
That sounds
show?
really harsh. But the Osbournes.
The Osbournes.
Yeah.
You know how everyone's like, oh, his brain's so fried from the drugs and he's not on drugs anymore. And
Yeah.
it's because he's all fried and that. In his book, he wrote that the whole time they filmed that, he was on drugs the whole time. That's why he was the way he was. He's actually not like that.
The best is when he was. They cut to him and he's just fallen off a chair. He's just sitting there and it's just like, and they just cut away to something, and the next thing you know, he's just lying on the ground next to it. Sharon. Good Things Festival though, Cam.
Yeah.
There has been an update with this,
Yeah, up my date.
and that again took an unexpected turn. It's all about that peg up the wrong hole again.
I'm just happy I don't have pink eye.
Anymore. Due to overwhelming demand, Cam, the Melbourne leg of the inaugural Good Things Festival has been upgraded from Melbourne Showgrounds to Flemington Racecourse. Same as, you're not a fan of Flemington Racecourse?
I love showgrounds better, but
So do I, actually.
beggars can't be choosers.
Exactly.
In the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter.
No, that's true. I mean, I prefer, Melbourne Showgrounds is a better venue, but at the same time, more people are going to get in at Flemington Racecourse, and why wouldn't you? If it's selling like hotcakes, move it to a bigger venue.
What about those people that have already bought their tickets?
Do not worry, Cam.
Yeah?
Those tickets are valid still at Flemington Racecourse. So,
Thank Christ.
yeah, tickets are still on sale. I mean, the lineup, obviously. We've got Offspring playing Smash in full. Stone Sour, All Time Low, Dropkick Murphys, Bullet for My Valentine, The Used, your good mates, The Vused,
Go way back.
Smith Street Band, Tonight Alive, North Lane, Dashboard Confessional.
The
and many
places
more.
that I've come to fear the most.
Monday, Monday? Melbourne, Friday, December 7th.
Monday on Friday.
Monday on Friday. Melbourne on Friday, December 7th at the Melbourne Show. I should have updated that. Melbourne on Friday, December 7th at Flemington Racecourse. Sydney on Saturday, December 8th at Parramatta Park. Brisbane on Sunday, December 9th at the Brisbane Showgrounds. Tickets are $178 and on sale now through oztix.com.au.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. Cam, what?
I'm a little bit sad.
Oh, tell me about it.
Well, it's bittersweet.
Yeah.
There is another national tour just been announced, British India. Mm-hmm. Like you mentioned earlier, Nick Wilson's decided he's quitting music at the end of the year.
Yeah.
One of my favourite Aussie guitarists.
Yeah.
You know, well,
Local
feel
bands.
I feel like British India, they're one of the bands that I've seen grow up.
Yeah.
Like we've grown up with them.
Yep.
I remember the first time I seen him, they supported the Living End, and it must have been like Modern Artillery tour or
Yeah.
or maybe, yeah, I can't remember what tour it was, but I remember seeing him at the Palais in St Kilda. It was awesome. Mm-hmm. So he's decided...
Because they're our age as well. So as we've grown up,
Yeah.
they've grown up. Nick's decided to retire from music.
St Bede's boys, so that means they're going to get a replacement? They haven't said they're splitting up.
I'm sure they will get a replacement, Cam.
Yeah. Well, they are absolute legends of guys, and their music is legendary.
Yep.
So yeah, make sure you go to this farewell tour. It's a 24-date tour, Steve.
Yeah.
That's a decent tour.
It's a big tour.
Tickets go on sale Wednesday, 26th September at 9 a.m.
The same time you buy your download tickets.
Yeah, it's going to be a busy day for punters.
Yeah.
Head to BritishIndiaOfficial.com for all your dates and get your tickets.
Exactly. And we're going to be having a chat with British India next week. We've
Yes.
chatted with them.
A few times. I've interviewed him before. I think you have too, have you?
Yeah. We'll do it again next week. It'll be a reunion of some sorts.
Actually, I interviewed him at Fatter's Butter in Newcastle.
Yep.
And or Newcastle, but I like to say Castle. But but at that time, and still, my son Billy loved Black and White Radio. It was his favourite song by British India. Mm-hmm. So I got him to do a little video message. Remember that for Billy?
Yeah.
So at the time, my son was very excited that he got a message from one of his favourite bands.
And Nick was one of the people that you interviewed?
Yep, Nick and Will, the bass player too. Yeah, so it was really cool. Good
awesome.
guys.
Yeah, exactly. So get along to their farewell tour. Not farewell tour, the Farewell Nick tour.
Yeah.
And the band will be probably kicking on. Good on them.
That's so interesting. It must have been a tough decision.
Well, that's it. I mean, you get to a certain age, and I don't know his personal situation, but some people, you know, they settle down, they have kids, or they just decide. It is a lot. I mean, traveling around the world, doing tours, traveling around the country,
It would take the toll on you.
exactly,
Yeah.
and it's because it takes a lot out of you.
Yeah.
And it's a fair call that people make, and you notice as bands get older, they release albums a lot slower as well because they like to make the most of their time off between recording and touring as well because they've got families now as opposed to when they're teenagers and early 20s and just going out and having fun.
That's it. It's not a matter of just, strolling around, playing guitar and just hanging out. It's a lot of hard work. Actually, just going back to Fatter's Butter, I remember standing in the food line because we're in the VIP because we're media with all the bands. It was awesome. And I was in line next to Nick from British India, and he had a real nervous look on his face. I'm like, "You're all right?" And he goes, "Oh, I'm running on a lot of nervous energy because after they were playing Fatter's Butter, they flew back to Melbourne to support Fallout Boy
that night.
Yeah. And he goes, I'm running on a lot of nervous energy at the moment. And I'm like, so that kind of stuff takes a toll on you.
Absolutely.
So you can sort of understand. But I would love to sit down and say, off the record, but on the record, can you tell me why?
Yeah, well,
Maybe we can. Anyway, we shall see.
We'll just see. Now, Cam,
Talk to me, Steve. What's getting you all pumped over there?
It's my favourite time of the year, Cam. It's my favourite time of the year.
It's the most
Wonderful
wonderful time of the year.
Oh, well, not this year, Cam, but it is grand final week is upon us, and
Yes.
I mean, I love the footy. For any international listeners, the grand final is Australia's version of the Super Bowl, except people actually tune in to watch the sport.
Yeah.
So it's not about the halftime entertainment.
It's not about the tit that falls out of the top.
No, it's not at all. It's about the sport, and we've got the AFL Grand Final, and we've also got the NRL Grand Final, which is rugby, and that will be in Sydney. The NRL Grand Final is Gang of Youths are going to be
Yeah,
performing.
good on them.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
It's a very solid get.
It is.
Because, I mean, I'm pretty sure you know what you can expect from Gang of Youths, a good, solid show, and they're going to entertain the crowd.
Better than a gang of old people, I'll tell you that right now.
Oh, I saw the Rolling Stones do the Super Bowl. They were fine.
Yeah, that's true.
The AFL Grand Final Entertainment, Australian rock legend Jimmy Barnes. Barnesy's going to be doing it, and the Black Eyed Peas.
Yeah.
Now, Fergie is no longer a part of the Black Eyed Peas.
Oh, I saw a poster and Fergie wasn't in it. That's only just news to me. What happened to Fergsterberger?
I think Fergsterberger. I think she left last year, but I mean, I that's not how closely I follow the Black Eyed Peas. However,
I remember them playing it. I think the first big day out I ever went to.
Yeah?
Black Eyed Peas.
Wow.
And all of a sudden, and I never saw them, but all of a sudden they're pop and they've got a girl singer, and I just remember thinking, they don't have a girl in their band. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No.
And then
Then
now
they
that
did.
she's not.
And now she's not anymore, no. And it's probably not a bad thing because Fergie, she performed at the NBA All-Star match not that long ago.
yeah.
She performed the national anthem. Not the greatest performance, if I'm being honest.
I've seen better.
I've seen better, but I mean, we'll get onto some terrible AFL Grand Final singing very shortly. But last year, the Killers played the AFL Grand Final, and they absolutely nailed it.
They literally killed it,
They
didn't
literally
they?
killed it, and 100,000 people there for the game. And it was such a good show. They played Midnight Oil's Forgotten Years.
Yes.
It was a really good show.
And even though it's Melbourne Cricket Ground, the MCG, is terrible for sound.
It is it is, Cam, seriously, is one of the worst places for sound.
It's like having a band playing in a toilet.
Yeah.
Basically, it's just doesn't
It's
work.
a giant bowl, really.
Exactly.
And the thing is, the day's about the match.
Yeah.
So the ground is all set up about the footy game, and the music's a side show.
That's it.
So getting good sound at the ground, it's very difficult, and putting on a good performance.
Pretty much all of Australia stops to watch that game because even I hadn't watched football properly for 10 years. I'd always watch the grand final.
Yeah.
You can't miss the Aussie grand final.
Yeah, of course. And the Killers absolutely nailed it. And in Sydney for the NRL Grand Final, there's a bit of controversy because it was Macklemore performed, and he performed "Same Love."
Yeah.
And Australia was going through the plebiscite, the gay marriage plebiscite at the same time.
rainbow
and people going,
flags.
no, it's been too political and blah 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 and all this kind of stuff. He performed, he killed it as well. So. Yeah, but this year I don't think there's going to be any controversy with Gang of Youths. They're just going to put on a solid show. But Cam,
Do I need to remind you of certain things, Steve?
such as
I'm talking 2011.
yes,
I'm talking Meatloaf.
oh, now
It
this-
was
yeah.
embarrassing.
Last year, actually, when the AFL went to announce the Killers were playing, they had a media press conference and they served the press Meatloaf at the press conference. It's kind of become a running joke at how bad he was.
Yeah,
And then he blamed the audio and everything like that. Do we want to play a little snippet, Cam?
Not really, but I want to show people.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So this was Meatloaf performing at the 2011 AFL Grand Final. But I won't do that. Actually, we could have just recorded ourselves doing that and passed it off.
Poor chap.
Paul-
And Richie Sambora in 2016, Steve.
Yeah, he performed the NRL Grand Final, and he was performing Bon Jovi songs.
Yeah.
But he wasn't Bon Jovi singing it. He was, and it was really
It's a bit strange.
It was a really poor performance.
I think AFL and NRL in Australia this year have killed it. I think that's great.
Yep.
For those that don't know, Jimmy Barnes is Australian icon.
Absolutely.
So I'm happy with that.
My mum's reading his book at the moment, Working Class Boy.
I've actually got Working Class Man, which is the next book. Mm-hmm. I haven't read it yet, though.
My mum was reading it, and she said she was in tears
Yeah?
reading about it. She was one
As
point.
in happy or sad?
No, it's insane. I mean, he had such a rough upbringing.
Oh,
he was
really?
talking about because his father was an alcoholic, and he's saying that his sister the father would pass out, and the sister would steal a couple of dollars from his wallet to go and buy a sack of potatoes so the kids could eat a potato. Just like, and that's and just so many things were just.
That's why I
God, it
love
was all-
reading autobiographies, Steve, because you get to see what people.
Yeah,
Everyone's got a story,
absolutely.
and they're unbelievable, so interesting. And look where he is now.
Oh, absolutely.
Playing the
MCG to the grand final.
Guess what? It's time for our new segment. It's not new anymore.
It's not new. It's
our
3 episodes in.
3 episodes
It's
in.
a third of our career.
No.
So it is time.
It's time for What's in the Box.
Yes, and well, it's not the intro.
That's not the intro. Let's see the proper intro. It's time for
What's in the box?
what was that?
What's in the box?
One more time.
What's in the fucking box?
Whoa. Okay. Well,
Just settle down, Bradley.
Bradley. Yes, it is time for our new segment. What's in the box?
Wouldn't it be funny if his middle name was Arm? Bradley Armpit.
That is
How
one
did
of
that
the
just come to me now when we're in the middle of something serious here, Steve?
Exactly.
What's in the Box is a serious segment, man.
Exactly. And if you've got a question that you'd like us to pull out of a box, because that's what the segment is, we pull a question out of a box and we answer the question. It's all music related. Cam, you want to do the honours this week?
Yep. Just make sure you send it to contact@redskymusic.com.au.
Yep. Okay, and
Oh, here we go.
okay, go for it, Cam.
What is your favourite cover version of a song? Ooh,
Interesting.
Snap.
You want to go first? You threw me under the bus last week.
I didn't I?
Yeah.
This is a tough one.
Yeah.
I've got a lot rattling through my head at the moment. Nothing to do with the problem at hand, but
Yep.
I've got it.
You got him?
I was thinking, Living End, one of my all-time favourite bands. They do a lot of awesome covers like
Yep.
Tainted Love.
Yes, yeah.
I've Just Seen a Face by the Beatles.
Yep.
But if I was to be completely honest,
Yep.
now
And I'd love it if you were, Cam.
I know, and honesty is the best friend to.
Policy. Oh, sorry. Well, the best friend to who? Where are you going with this?
What's in the box? I reckon. Now I've got this song on vinyl. I'd like to add,
Okay.
which I only just got from my grandpa's vinyl collection. Actually,
Well, you inherited it.
yeah, he gave me all his vinyls. A lot of
nice.
them were scratched and filled with some sort of brown substance, but that's cool. It's a Beatles cover.
Ooh, the Beatles doing it, or it's a cover of a Beatles song?
Cover of a Beatles song.
Okay.
And I grew up, like my mum loved it, and I grew up listening to it. And now when I listen to it, I really, really appreciate how it's put together.
Yeah.
Help,
Yes.
which is one of my favourite Beatles songs anyway, by John
John
Farnham.
Farnham.
Yep.
Yes. Wow.
If you listen to that and really listen to it and how it's put together, I think it's absolutely brilliant. Like, I could have rattled off any Me First and the Gimme Gimme song because they're all awesome. I love punk covers.
Yep.
I absolutely. But this one is just put together. It's so thoughtful. It's just orchestrated beautifully. I really highly recommend you listen to it if you haven't.
Can I give you 2 facts about that song?
Do it.
One, you may already know this first one, but this was how Paul McCartney wanted the song to originally sound.
Oh, really?
That was when he wrote it. That was how he had it in mind. Was it to be a lot slower than the "Help Me If You Can"? That wasn't the plan.
That wouldn't have suited the the way the Beatles were at the time.
Exactly. So, yeah, the John Farnham version is more in tune with what Paul McCartney actually wanted it to be.
Jeezy does it justice.
Oh, absolutely. He belts it out.
Yeah.
And he still is the voice. And he's doing shows at the moment, and he's doing a charity event for the farmers, the drought.
Ah, good on him.
Good on him.
For those that don't know John Farnham, he's another Aussie icon. It's pretty much Farnsey and Barnsey in Australia.
He is the voice.
Yeah.
He is Australia's voice. Even when Sound Relief a few years ago and Coldplay were in town and they played it, Chris Martin from Coldplay called John Farnham up and said, "We're doing You're the Voice. Can you please come and sing it for us?"
Oh, wow.
I'm from a band called Coldplay. Can you? We're doing this charity gig at the SCG or something. Can you come and sing it?
That song reminds me of every 3 a.m. at the pub at the closing time.
Oh, mate,
everyone belting it out. I love it.
my mate's in a cover band, and it's like if things are going a bit slow or anything, I'll just chuck in You're the Voice, and it gets everyone up and going.
Sorry, second fact.
Second fact, when I was 2 weeks old, because my dad worked at Channel 8 in Bendigo television station.
Okay.
I was 2 weeks old, and he brought me onto the show that he worked on.
Yeah.
And there's a shot of him holding me. It was my first TV appearance at 2 weeks old, and they were showing the video clip to Help by John Farnham, and then a little circle opened up, and it's Dad cradling me at 2 weeks old. So that was my first ever TV debut, was being in a John Farnham film.
You just made for it.
And it's just gone on from there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, great song. That's mine. It was tough to think of off the spot, but
Power in his voice, man.
when it stops and it goes, "Help me if you can." Oh, just yeah. With the whole. Anyway, Steve.
Bumps
enough about
of
me.
Gooses, that one.
I want to know what you think about me. No, what's your favourite cover? Talk to me.
That's going to be hard to top, and I don't think I have topped it. But a song that I like, because I mean, Foo Fighters do a lot of great covers as well. Baker Street, Band on the Run. Have you heard their cover of Band on the Run?
Band on the Run. I think I have. Yeah,
it's a lot heavier.
I vaguely remember.
It's really, I love that. Check it out if you haven't heard it. And I think that might be all Grohl, actually. I think that was done right at the beginning.
Yeah. Is that your favourite or
no? It's not. It's come close, and this is really it's not something that would probably spring to mind, but Body Jar's cover of Hazy Shade of Winter.
Oh yes!
Whenever I hear that song, it's just just straight into the start, the pounding drums, just dun 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 dun.
You know what? I reckon that might have sprung my love for punk covers.
Yeah.
I reckon.
It's
Because
just
that was one of the first ones I reckon we ever heard, and then Newfound Glory brought out a whole bunch.
Yeah. Oh look,
Never Ending Story and things like that.
I mean, there are so many good punk covers out there, but for me, it's just the raw power of just like it is a cover of Simon and Garfunkel, Hazy Shade of Winter, which is a much slower version of it and more acoustic, really, in its sound. But the power,
and it's great live as well, isn't it, Steve?
Absolutely,
Seen that a few times.
Yeah, totally. So that's, if you haven't heard it, Hazy Shade of Winter, Body Jar.
Rock and or roll.
Rock and or roll, roll and or rock. So that was what's in the box for this week. It'll be back next week, as we will be, and therefore it'll be a part of the show.
Chucking our fist in a box again next week. Bloody
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
But you know, if what's in the box is over, Cam, you know what it's time for.
Not.
It is
not, is it?
Cam. The reason people from all over the world tune in to this crappy little podcast is for the 6 30-second snippets of songs at the end of the show, and we've hit that mark.
All right. Well, you know what it's time for, Steve. I'm going to do it.
Oh, of course, your jingle, Cam.
I'm going to do me jingle.
And you've had a whole week and a half to prepare for this one as well, because you've been on holiday, and this was all you were thinking about when you're on holiday.
It was.
When I come back.
Yeah, that's it.
So you got your guitar.
Yeah.
What kind of intro are we thinking about this week?
1, 2, fuck you! It's time for new music and garage rock.
Oh man, that takes me back to high school.
Yeah.
Wow.
Punk all the way.
Punk all the way.
If you can't do anything else, do punk.
For our listeners, that was, I think we attempted about 5 or 6 different types.
Yeah, 5 or
Even I
different-
picked up the guitar, and that was definitely not going to make the cut. So we moved, but we just decided
It
to go
wasn't
with that.
too bad, Steve. It was a bass guitar. It would have won.
Exactly, but we didn't have one. So,
No.
so our first song, though, we mentioned covers before.
I know, Steve, and I really like this one too.
Mm-hmm.
It's Torn by Neck Deep.
Of course, the Natalie Imbruglia track. Yeah,
Originally by Australia's own Natalie
Mm-hmm.
Imbruglia. Hopeless Records have announced a compilation album called Songs That Save My Life. Mm-hmm. Isn't that awesome?
That's awesome.
With the money raised from sales, it goes towards mental health and suicide prevention charities,
Fantastic.
which is a great cause, Sven.
Obviously, yeah.
So Neck Deep's cover of Torn is the first single off the album. It comes out November 9th through Hopeless Records. Let's check out Torn by Neck Deep.
But that's what's going on. Nothing's right, I'm torn. I'm all out of faith. This is how I feel. I'm cold and I am shamed. Lying naked on the floor. Illusion never changed into something real. I'm wide awake and I can see the perfect sky is torn. You're a little late. I'm already torn.
So that was Torn by Neck Deep. What'd you think of that cover, Cam?
Oh, mate, I loved it.
Yeah.
Like we were saying before, we love covers like that.
Absolutely.
I think they do it
Well,
justice.
it's a whole compilation of covers.
And you know
So,
what?
yeah.
I like that song originally
Mm-hmm.
as well. Anyway, I think it's a great song. I remember when it came out.
Our next track is by American rock trio Warbly Jets. They've released their song Alive, which is the introduction theme to the new Spider-Man game on PlayStation, which I'm yet to play.
Oh.
So no spoilers. But no, I'm serious, man. If you spoil it for me, I will break every bone in you. Moving on, fans
Just
of the
stick
game.
me in a DZ Death Race mosh pit.
Exactly, and you'll turn out like me. Fans of the game love this as the opener, and quite a few people online trying to find out who it was who did the song. I can tell you the answer now. It's Warbly Jets, and we're going to have a listen to it now. They've announced a few shows in the US this coming January, but there will be more to be announced. So, without further ado,
Yes.
Alive by Warbly Jets.
Coming around again. Yeah, but I know this time I'm alive. And it feels like I'm on fire. But it's right on time. I'm alive. But it feels like I'm on fire. And it's right on time. I'm alive. I've been justified.
That was Alive by Warbly Jets.
Indeed, it was.
And next up, Steve, we've got Empress by Alithia. Mm-hmm. They're Australian six-piece prog rockers. They've just announced their second studio album, The Moon Has Fallen, which will be released on October 26th through Wild Things Records. The first single from the album is called Empress, which is now available. It's a really elaborate music video, Steve,
it's
for
a very
this song
interesting
as well. It's definitely worth checking out. So this is Empress by Alithia.
So that was Empress by Alithia Cam. Our next track is by Donna Amini. This song is called Big Machine. She's a Sydney-based singer-songwriter and has released Big Machine, which is the first single since her 2016 debut album called Night Underground. Really strong jangly guitars in this track,
Yeah.
and it's really like stripped back song, but
Back to
it's
the basics, yeah.
Yeah, really. Donna is playing at the Gasoline Pony in Marrickville on October 6th, so if you're in Sydney and you like this song, why not head down?
Why did I picture someone lighting a pony on fire?
Well, because I mean, Gasoline Pony, it really
Yeah.
does paint a picture.
It does, doesn't
Not
it?
a very good one.
No.
We don't condone setting ponies on fire.
No.
But-
or putting gasoline on them, for
No,
that
well,
matter.
yeah, the fumes could kill them. Moving on, Donna Amini, this is her new song, Big Machine. Let's check it out.
Yeah.
Mama could cry, your little eyes and
That was Big Machine by Donna Amini.
Yep.
Up next, Steve, we got Throat by Afterlife.
Yeah.
Florida-based new metal band Afterlife have just released their new single Throat from their upcoming debut album Breaking Point, which will be released on January 11th through Hopeless Records. Mm-hmm. Now, it's a pretty heavy, relentless track, Steve.
Yeah.
It follows on from their 2017 EP Vicious Cycle.
Let's check it out, Cam.
Let's do it. This is Throat by Afterlife.
Playing the game, they tell me I'll never win. They think that I'm in over my head. It's so hard to feel when all my wounds never heal. They told me I'd be better off dead. But I got you by the throat. I got you by the throat.
That was Throat by Afterlife. In our final track, Cam, it's by Scarlet Drive. They are a Perth-based alt-rock group, and their new single is called Sad Robot. They're releasing their debut EP, Echoes of Apprehension, on September 21st, and the band will be kicking off a national tour on October 4th at the Rosemont Hotel in Perth. Cam,
Perth Rockers again, mate. I love it.
more Perth rockers. So let's check out Sad Robot by Scarlet Drive.
Engineering when domesticated, dominated, suffocated, speaking coerced and all songs or whatever you see. But now we're liberated, extricated, instigated, scream. Not a shit you can watch just when I'm breathing or bleeding. But this is the blood that comes through veins of the trinity, coding of bronze, restraint that makes the human to think it's up to be. But it's gonna kill from me emotionally. You say I'm an actual mechanical being incapable of any kind of sentient feeling. But don't you think that if it were really the case, you don't want to stand here in my place.
Sad Robot by Scarlet Drive. And Cam, that brings the show to a close.
That's
Episode
not, is it?
10 is over, and next milestone is episode 100. So we've got 90,
Got a long
90 to
way.
fill in. Yeah,
Oh, let's get to 50
yeah,
and
Well,
celebrate. No,
no,
20.
Just a reason to party. Really.
Yeah.
Let's get to 11 and throw a fucking party. Let's just do it.
Let's celebrate
Every week's a party, Cam.
every half episode.
Yeah,
Halfway
actually, yeah,
through,
that's it.
we get a line of coke. No,
We're
we're not.
through,
No,
we get
we
the
don't
party
condone
poppers.
that.
No,
Yeah.
we don't condone it. It doesn't say we don't do it. No. But that does bring our show to a close for this week. As always, you can hit us up on our email address, contact@redskymusic.com.au if you've got any more tracks, or
Send them through.
or you wanted to send us in a question for What's in the Box.
And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, you guys.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what?
What's that, Sven?
Why don't you just tell people?
Yeah, just tell all your friends.
Yeah, just say, hey, you know what? There's this podcast. It's called Garage Rock. Get onto it before it explodes and becomes the next biggest thing. You don't want to be one of those people who, comes on afterwards and be like, "Pff."
Bandwagon.
you want to be one of those people that said, I remember these guys,
You don't want to
when
be
they
the.
were even worse.
That's it. You don't want to be the Richmond of podcasts.
Yeah, but for now,
I have been Cam.
and I've been Steve.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.